Hello there, YouTube. I am Jax Colon. This is going to be my review of Fritz Lang's Metropolis, which debuted in the very recent past of 1927. So, for those of you who are looking for the cutting edge of movies, this is the place to be. This is the place to be. Metropolis. It's set in the futuristic world of, I believe, 2008, in a world where the above-ground dwellers are separated from the workers who live in the city beneath the ground. The story is literally about this guy who designed the city of Metropolis. His son sees how the workers live underneath the ground, and he feels bad for them, and he tries to, help them out of their plight. And yes, there's another side story of a robot who is sent to infiltrate the workers and incite them to rebellion. There's a lot of, really forward-thinking concepts like that in there. Those have everything like video phones and traffic jams, but definitely not a 1927 traffic jam. It was a bit of a long ordeal. I split my watching of it into 2 sessions because it's a solid 2 hours. And yes, for me, from the MTV generation, that's a long time for a silent movie. But I was very intrigued by it, which is what drove me to finish it. The score that accompanied the DVD that I watched was the original score that was written for it. The cinematography is really great, considering... The cinematography is really great, not considering what they had to work with. The cinematography is great regardless. A lot of the things that they didn't have in technology, they made up for just in scale, with like the amount of shots like these. Shots that just have tremendous amounts of extras, and the scale of a lot of the sets that they used. Another interesting cinematic aspect, since this movie was kind of the last of the German Expressionist movies from, the silent era, since these directors used the medium of film directly to express things that were going on in the story or, in the characters' heads, which is different than a lot of later movies that try to hide the camera and make you forget that you're watching a movie. All these movies are highly stylized with, shots like this, where they use multiple exposures, so the editing is actually done inside the camera. And also this sequence. And it's just the designer's son's descent into madness when he sees what he thinks is the woman he loves teaming up with his father. Also, one performance in particular that I'd like to praise is Brigitte Helm. She plays this saint character that all the workers look up to, and the designer of the city gets a robot that he makes in her likeness to try to alienate the workers from this source of hope that they have. But she ends up going along with the will of her maker, who's this mad scientist character, and she incites the workers toward a full-scale rebellion. And just the range of this actress, especially considering that, she doesn't have any language at all. It's all done with expressions. She makes a very clear definition between the saint character and the robot. I mean, I would recommend it to somebody who's more of a hardcore film buff. Although it's definitely worth checking out. If you're intrigued by some of these other clips, I would definitely recommend checking it out. And I am going to give it a good solid 4 punches in the face.